Welcome to day one, how to launch and profitably scale a food business. You need to begin with a solid foundation. The Retail Solve Blueprint to teach you everything you need to know to confidently grow and scale your brand. Build a connected community of loyal evangelists and multiply your brand sales, impact, and profits. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Dan Lohman. I've had the privilege of mentoring and working with hundreds of brands from pre-revenue to multi-billion dollars in sales. This is a culmination of the best strategies that are working today. I've spent years testing and perfecting them to save you valuable time and money while giving you the edge that you deserve. If you haven't done so yet, download the free 30 Days to Prosperity workbook at retailsolve.com/30-day workbook to help you get the most out of this brand building series. Go back and listen to all the episodes in the masterclass so you don't miss anything. The strategies build upon each other in the order of the series. Please share these and help me raise the bar in natural. I want to take a moment to recap the last show, How to Profitably Scale a Food Business in 2021 and Beyond, the introduction. That was an introduction to this series. In that series, I framed what to expect and what you can look forward to in the rest of the series. This series includes a lot of the questions that people are asking me directly, things that people want to know, things that are going to help you in your business. More importantly, I'm going to give you some other information, some tips and tricks, etc., other resources that you can look to that are going to help you answer some of your most pressing questions and solve your most pressing bottlenecks. Let's get started. This episode is ideal for new brands trying to build a foundation, a healthy, strong foundation to build your brand on, but it's also a good refresher for existing brands. One of the challenges that I run into with all the brands I work with, literally all the brands, is we get so busy doing the day-to-day stuff that we forget and overlook the things that matter the most, the basics. It's a good idea to assess and evaluate how well you're doing. How is your brand performing against your goals and your expectations? What are your goals and expectations? Are they reasonable enough that you can actually reach them? We'll spend a lot of time talking about goals and the importance of setting goals, but for right now, let's ensure that we have the right foundation. Let's take a step back and take a look at how well we're doing. One of the biggest challenges that every brand has, or every person has, is that life gets in the way, and distractions keep pulling at us and tugging at us. They keep pulling us away from what we know we need to be doing. And after a certain point, we get blinders on, and we forget to look at the things that matter the most, the basics. So the best way to address this is let's start at the beginning. This is something that you should do every year, especially at the beginning of every year, and that's exactly why I'm launching this series right now. You need to focus on the foundation. How does the foundation of your business look? Go back and make sure that there aren't any cracks. Make sure your foundation is solid and it can support your business in 2021 and beyond. More importantly, you want to make sure your foundation isn't allowing anything else to creep in that's distracting you or pulling away from your business. For example, you don't want to let termites into your house. Same with your business. You want to make sure that your foundation is solid and that nothing's getting in that shouldn't come in, and that you can focus on what's going on in the business. A famous football coach said once, "Gentlemen, this is a football." Now, he did that in a locker room full of Pro Bowlers. The reason I love that story is because this successful football coach focused on the basics every single year. He took his players back to where they started and focused on the foundation, the basics. This is what you need to be doing in your business. And as a pro tip, this is something that most brands don't do. In fact, this is the Achilles heel of most brands, most big brands especially. They're so busy working on the day-to-day that they forget to go back and take a moment to assess, how are we doing? If you want your business to grow, then you need to set goals. Makes sense, right? But the challenge is, what should those goals look like? And then how do you measure them? That's exactly what we're doing now. So what we want to find out is, how well do you know your business and how well do you understand it to move it forward? And the best way to do that is have a robust business plan. Having a business plan or strategy is something that most brands overlook, or if they have it, it's only for just the short term. I believe that your business plan should be so robust and so complete that someone else, a perfect stranger, could come into your business and run it on your behalf and in your absence. That's what we're striving for. We want to have a business plan that keeps you focused on what's in front of you, on what your goals are, so that you can achieve them. And the best part is that if we can structure your business plan properly, then that's going to help you keep on track. It's going to help you stretch and exceed your expectations every year. as long as you keep it up to date. Now, what do I mean by robust business plan? Your business plan should include every single thing that matters to your business. For example, if you want to grow your business by 5% next year, what does that mean? How many more stores do you need to acquire? Do you need to get distribution in? How many more SKUs do you need to launch? How many promotions do you need to have? And then once you know that, how much additional ingredients do you need to be able to support that? How much additional packaging do you need? How many displays do you need to schedule? Do you need to set up with the retailers? These are the fundamentals of running a solid business. And again, it all goes back to having a solid business plan. So when you're putting together a business plan, think about all the things that matter, all the things that are important to your brand. Put in your goals, your aspirations. Go through it and share it with your team and have your team chime in and challenge them to help you make sure that it is as complete as possible. Use your business plan as your marching orders so that everyone in the organization understands exactly what they need to be doing. What is their role? What are they accountable for? And at the end of the year, when you review it, you can assess whether or not they did their job or whether or not they exceeded expectations. Now, this is a living, breathing document. You need to go back and review it on a regular basis with your senior management. You need to be tweaking it as time goes on. For example, let's say that there's a pandemic. Well, no one expected that. But if you had a robust business plan, then you'd be able to take a look at your business and pivot as needed. For example, if you had a solid retail strategy and a pandemic hit, you would know exactly what to do to be successful. You could focus more energy and effort into building out an e-commerce platform. You could get your product on Amazon and some of the other different platforms so you could sell your products there. You could take a look at the amount of ingredients that you have on hand and realize that you need to bulk up your supplies so that you'll be able to support your business. These are all things that you need to be thinking about on a regular basis, but having a business plan is going to help you think ahead. Remember, you need to have everything written down. And what gets written down, that's how you get things done. That's how you can assess how well you're doing. I mentioned a moment ago that I've had the privilege of working with a lot of brands, including pre-revenue brands. One thing in common is that most brands spend a lot of time trying to get new money, trying to bring more money in, or trying to get investors. One of the biggest challenges, actually a pet peeve of mine, is that in this industry we spend so much time trying to teach brands how to raise money that we don't teach them how to leverage it for the day-to-day operations. That's what I'm trying to focus on here. Let me give you an example. When I work with a brand that's trying to pitch for Expo West or something else like that, they're so focused on the presentation, making sure they've got the right font, making sure that they've got everything in there about their story, that they forget what matters most. They need to reduce the amount of risk to a potential investor. Think about Shark Tank. People come onto the Shark Tank and they talk about how great their product is, how wonderful it is. And then when the sharks start asking them questions, most of them don't know what to say. They don't understand their business well enough. We're going to change that. So when you're thinking about what matters most to your business, that goes back to your business plan. In your business plan, you should have in it, what is your growth potential? How much do you plan to grow this year, the next year, and so on? In addition to that, how much capital do you need? If you know the answer to all these questions, then you can leverage that so that you can negotiate for better terms with an investor. Remember, reducing the risk to them makes it easier for them to say yes to you. And reducing the risk of them tells them that you understand your business, that you've taken the time to assess and understand everything that you need to know so you can make it easier for them to help you grow your brand. By the way, this is also a strategy that you should leverage at retail. If you know everything you need to know about leveraging your brand, about supporting your brand, about growing your brand, then when you're talking to a retailer, you can help them understand exactly what your plans are and how you can leverage the strength of the unique customer that buys your brand to help them grow sales in their store. That's what the focus of this entire series is. Strategies to help you get your brand discovered, get your brand on more store shelves, and then get it into the hands of more consumers. By the way, that's my mission. For additional inspiration, listen to podcast episode 142, Secret to 142 with Michael J. O'Donnell with the Bell Mullet Food and Beverage Group. Sales success begins with a solid business plan. In this episode, Michael and I spend a lot of time talking about the importance of a business plan, why it matters, and how to structure one, how to set one up. Michael does the best job I've ever seen in this industry of structuring a business plan for a brand. we're on the same page in terms of what's required or what should be included in your business plan. And remember, your business plan should be so robust and so complete that someone else could step into your brand and run your business for you on your behalf and in your absence. That's the goal you're shooting for. Listen to that episode because we outline exactly what matters and why it matters. Next, Michael and I take this to the next level in Secrets 207. An effective trade promotion strategy begins with a solid business plan. This is where we talk about the importance of having a solid business plan as you think about your promotional strategy. What are your goals? How are you going to achieve them? What are the things that you need to put into your business plan so that you know exactly how much money you need to have available to support a promotion? More importantly, the better you understand this, the more bandwidth you're going to be able to get, the more runway you're going to be able to get from your available resources. By understanding the effectiveness of a promotion and all the things that go into a promotion, this is going to give you a significant and sustainable competitive advantage because most brands don't understand this. Again, listen to Secrets 207. An effective trade promotion strategy begins with a solid business plan. And then to round out my conversation with Michael, Secrets 115. Success equals brand strategy plus execution. In this podcast episode, we talk about what's possible. We talk about what you can achieve if you use the right strategies. And those strategies, remember, need to be baked into your business plan. We talk about having those strategies in place and then being able to implement them and execute them across your business. A lot of brands talk about how great their strategies are, but execution is usually pathetic. That's the difference between you being a legacy brand and being a brand that's here today and gone tomorrow. But your execution needs to be backed up by a solid brand strategy. Listen to podcast episode 115 with Michael J. O'Donnell and listen to how we talk about what's possible and what you can achieve in your business by leveraging the strategies that we're talking about here. Tip of the day. You put your whole heart and soul into creating a brand that's going to revolutionize the category. Shouldn't your go-to-market strategy be as innovative as the ingredients in your package? Building a solid foundation today will support explosive growth tomorrow and beyond. You can watch a company video for this podcast episode on the webpage. On the video, I'm going to show examples, and I'm going to have more information that I'll be able to give you that I can't share in an audio podcast. So you definitely want to check it out. Remember, you can get there by going to brandsecretsandstrategies.com/session 227. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's episode, which, by the way, tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to understand how your business works. This episode will build on today's conversation. It's something you definitely don't want to miss. Thank you again for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's show.